All right, hello everyone. My name is Jessie. I'm running for SNPhA Vice President. So I'm from Alief, Texas, which is a very culturally diverse community, typically comprised of low-income families. I knew that going into pharmacy schools that I want to give back to these communities just like Alief. And I believe that the best possible way to do that was through SNPhA because of its mission to serve the underserved. So also my involvement with Power and Stroke, I found that it was really rewarding to interact with patients. So I want to continue to impact patients' lives as well as continue my involvement with SNPhA by being your vice president. So with Power and Stroke, we held numerous events, as you can see here, and the expectation was to hold 18 events throughout the year. Power and Stroke has held 20 events and is aiming for 21 events by the end of this weekend. As you can see here, these are the 24s of our 20 events. Additionally, I am the National Power and Stroke Subcommittee member in which we held events such as World Stroke Day and also March Nutrition Month. Charmaine and I have also planned our own events, which is the Chinese Community Center, which has an organization with the after-school program that I used to volunteer at. And we also attended the weekly YMCA, which we reach out on our own. I also attended the alumni dinner, the regional meeting, and the clinical skills competition just to get an idea of all the events that SNPhA hosts. With my experience through Power and Stroke, I've had experience with event reporting, and also I was part of Pledge Team, so we planned logistics of meetings, budgeting, and last semester alone, we held 3 rush events, 10 pledge meetings, 10 Power and Stroke events. I held 4 officer positions, which shows you that I'm able to properly time manage. In addition, for our rush events, we had to contact speakers. So we had a list of speakers and backup speakers during the summer for Pledge Team. My responsibilities and goals. I plan to submit everything on time so that we get the points that we deserve. Additionally, I plan to get those lists of speakers and backup speakers far in advance too. I also want to increase communication 3 ways. 1, to implement a Facebook group to incorporate interaction and collaboration between members. 2, incorporate Slack to streamline communication between the executive team and the initiative. And 3, hold at least 3 officer meetings and initiative meetings in the semester to make sure everyone is on track. Additionally, I want to increase pre-pharmacy attendance by going to PPA meetings to spark interest and encourage them to join committees, and also incorporating more socials that we can get to know them, which I found was difficult through meetings alone. Next, I also want to increase collaboration with TSU, just because they're next door, and I believe it's a great opportunity to get to know them. And I also have many relations with TSU students, so I am confident that we'll be able to do that. And next, I want to increase volunteer events, because if we were to serve the underserved, aside from tabling and health events, the best way is through volunteer events. So in addition to the Omega House, I want to go to the Houston Food Bank and the Beacon to help prep and serve meals for those who need it. And this is not only a great way for us to do a great deed, but for us to connect as members. So with that being said, I really hope that you give me this opportunity to fulfill these goals and progress SNPhA and to serve you as Vice President. Thank you.
Hey Jessie, so I have one question coming from me and then there'll be another one from Darian as well.
Okay.
So my question is, as the Vice President, you're in charge of managing all the chapters reporting to the National SNPhA office.
Okay.
And with that, it's therefore the responsibility of the other officers to submit their events to you in time.
Okay.
How would you handle a situation if it seems like the officers aren't reporting their events on time?
Okay. So if it becomes an issue once or twice, I would start implementing a 24-hour notice. So I can contact them either through Slack, and Slack has this great feature with a Slack bot, so you can manually type in like alerts, and it'll notify them 24 hours in advance. If I wanted to, 12 hours before the deadline. And if that still becomes an issue, I want to sit down with them face-to-face with the executive team and see what those barriers are, why they aren't able to do it, and find a solution so that they'll be able to submit those reports on time. And also to emphasize that it's important for them to submit those on time, because Vice President, being in charge, you have to be in charge of many other reporting, so it's critical for them to submit on time so that we can make the necessary edits.
So my question is, as working alongside the president, you guys will eventually come to where you have difference of opinions on certain things. So without trying to undermine the president, but also getting your point across and your opinion heard, how do you try to resolve a situation like that?
Okay. So I have many experience with conflict resolution throughout undergrad and also being a part of Pledge Team. And I felt like the best solution is to not be passive aggressive. I found that the best solution in order to overcome any conflicts is to talk in person. So even through messages online and also through phone, it's easy to have miscommunication. So first, I would like to schedule a meeting one-on-one to discuss the issues on hand. By first having them display their issues, and then I speak about my issues and encourage both of us to be honest. Once everything is laid out, I want to find a compromise or a solution moving forward and see how we can work on it. And then later on, following up on each other and seeing if the solution that we decide on worked out.